Well, the solution for the short trusses is pretty simple. A little bit of a pain and an annoyance, but not a major problem. The issue is they were exactly one top plate thickness or width too short. They're supposed to fit on top of this 2x4 top plate right here, and they come to the inside edge instead of the outside edge. So temporarily I've got this just stringer on the inside just to have something to temporarily set them on and attach them to. And the good news is there's only 9 of the 30 whatever trusses that's the case. And I'll come back after the fact, after talking to the manufacturer. He's going to bring out some joist hangers and basically build a big, like a ledger board, like a ridge board out here to cover that space, and then have the big joist hangers to hang them on, and then get rid of that temporary scab board. So basically on that end, they're where they should be, which makes all these intermediate load-bearing walls, like right there and right there, line up where they should on the truss supports. And I'll come back and fix this up and it'll all be good. This was the solution to the short joist, basically a section of rim joist, 3.5 inches thick on top of the original top plate. Each layer, as it was installed, attached to the back end of the trusses with 3-inch and 4-inch screws. Then I removed the temporary ledger board and just now waiting on the hangers to come in and it'll be finished. To give the trusses some support on the other side of the wall so they wouldn't just crash down once they got past the tipping point, I stretched a rope and chain across about 4 feet before the tipping point to hold them up until I could get to that side. When it came down to the last few trusses, I went ahead and stuck them all up there before attaching them, just to give myself a little extra room to work and keep it from being so tight when the last 1 or 2 were being raised up. At that same time, I should have taken advantage of that several feet of open space to insert the material for the strong backs. It didn't occur to me until they were all in place and attached, and it made doing the strong backs a lot more work than it needed to be. And here it is, after getting the last truss in place. Finally, all of them up there and secured. And a view from the underside after getting the last of the trusses secured in place. Once they're all up there, the next step is adding the 2x4 rim board that ties them all together and really stiffens things up quite a bit. One more thing that I did that isn't usually done, but I figured couldn't hurt, was I added some diagonal bracing just to eliminate any possibility of trusses rolling even a little bit. So there they are. This section over here is where all the 30-footers are. And then back around over to the other side. The living space goes a little deeper. The 30 footers end at this wall right here. This here goes another, not quite 10 feet deeper. And this is the wall where the 40 footers will need that, basically a sill plate built around the outside edge and joist hangers installed to allow for the 3-inch or so shortage. But that's a minor thing. But all in place, all screwed in at every adjoining wall, ready to start adding stiff backs. So that's the end of it. The stiff backs are in now and everything's done other than those truss hangers that haven't arrived yet. This is one of those things that I'm glad I did it, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend it to others. So appreciate it, and hopefully someone will learn from the things I did right and the things I did wrong.